When did strict parenting totally backfire? My parents were absolutely convinced that phones would ruin my life. At 14, I was the only kid in my entire grade without a smartphone. While my friends were texting and making plans, anyone who wanted to reach me had to call our ancient landline that sat in the kitchen. The embarrassment was endless. Every time that phone rang during dinner, my mom would announce loudly who was calling, making comments like, "Sophie, it's that Ashley girl again," or "Tell them you'll call back after homework." My friends eventually stopped calling because it was too awkward talking to my parents first. I begged them constantly, "Please just trust me with a phone. I promise I won't get distracted." But Dad would always give me the same lecture about how smartphones turn teenagers into zombies and were protecting your developing brain. Mom would nod along, adding horror stories she'd read online about kids getting cyberbullied or failing school because of social media. The isolation was getting worse. I'd sit alone at lunch while everyone else shared memes and planned weekend hangouts through group chats I couldn't join. I started feeling like a complete outsider in my own friend group. That's when my grandmother stepped in. She thought my parents' rule was completely ridiculous. During one of her visits, she secretly slipped me an old iPhone she'd been keeping in her purse. "Every teenager needs a way to call for help," she whispered while my parents were in the other room. "Just keep it hidden and only use it for emergencies." I was so grateful I almost cried. I kept the phone buried deep in my backpack, never bringing it out at school, never even turning it on unless absolutely necessary. For weeks, it just sat there like a security blanket I never had to use. Then one Tuesday night changed everything. I was lying in bed around midnight when I heard a weird scraping sound coming from downstairs. At first I thought it might be our cat, but the noise was too deliberate, too rhythmic. I crept to my bedroom window and looked down at our backyard. A man in dark clothes was trying to pry open our sliding door with some kind of tool. My heart started pounding so hard I thought it might wake up the whole house. I ran to my parents' room and shook my dad's shoulder frantically. "Dad, wake up! Someone's trying to break in!" He groaned and barely opened his eyes. "Sophie, go back to bed. You probably just heard the neighbor's dog." "No, I saw him. He's got something in his hands." Mom rolled over, annoyed. "Honey, you watch too many scary movies. It's just your imagination." I ran back to the window. The man was still there, and now I could hear the glass starting to crack. Panic shot through me as I remembered the landline downstairs was broken. It had been making weird crackling noises for days, and my parents kept saying they'd call the phone company tomorrow. Their bedroom doors were locked from the inside, and they'd made it clear they thought I was overreacting. The only working phone in the entire house was the iPhone hidden in my backpack. I grabbed it with shaking hands and dialed 911. The operator